Hey y'all, welcome to our 5-minute virus-free Friday. A little bit of inspiration where you will not hear the 5 syllables corona or virus. So, I'm going to offer a few minutes of inspiration today that are actually a little summary of the sermon on Sunday. So spoiler alert, just telling you, if you want to be surprised on Sunday, you might want to wait and watch this later. So here's my little story. I consider myself a rather seasoned fisherwoman. And one of the things that I've learned is usually to catch big fish, you need really big bait. Last summer when I was at our cabin, I got up really early in the morning and I got this gigantic hook, and I hate these night crawlers, these giant worms that are so gross, but they catch big fish. So I stuck the night crawler on this giant hook, flung it out in the water, bam, bobber goes down. I'm like, oh, and it was fighting, so I thought, oh my gosh, I've got a bass or like a really big pan, something like big, right? I reel it in. I kid you not, the fish that I pulled out of the water was smaller than the worm. Gorton's of Gloucester would not even have wanted this as a fish stick. It was so tiny. It was like this big. It was so cute, though. It was adorable. But I just couldn't believe it. And I had this image of this little fish, kind of swimming along and running into this hook that was just gigantic, going, I'm going to eat that for breakfast, and going, I don't know, I guess I've got a little soft spot in my heart for little things that do big things, like that little fish and that giant hook. Or I also love Corgis. I don't know if you're familiar with that breed of dog, but they're these adorable little dogs, but they do not know they're little dogs. They are little dogs that think they are big dogs. Or I love the book, The Little Train That Could. I think that was the name of it. The Little Engine That Could, right? When, the little train that was going up the mountain going, I think I can. Or better yet, the story of David and Goliath, right? All of these great examples of kind of little things that can do big things. I guess the lesson from all of them, if you want to just wrap it into one lesson, is when you bite off something bigger than yourself, you grow into a stronger version of yourself. It's true for the little fish and the hook. It's true for David and Goliath. David grew up to be the great king of Israel. It's true for all of us. We all have those great things, those giant things in our life, giant scary hooks staring us down with big scary worms. We've got our Goliaths in our lives. Maybe it's money or worries over family. Maybe it's health concerns or depression or anxiety. Maybe it's, maybe your Goliath could be your own self-doubt. Or maybe it's the searing judgment and racism and hatred of the world that perhaps you were on the receiving end of. I have to tell you, I love the words of our new Vice President, Kamala Harris, in talking about the kind of Goliaths, the big scary things in life that she had to deal with. She said this, in my career, I've been told many times, it's not your time, it's not your turn. And let me just tell you, I eat no for breakfast. Isn't that great? I eat no for breakfast. Bottom line, we all have our Goliaths. We all have our, gigantic things in life that we think might be too big for us, too imposing for us, too scary for us. And the question is, will we turn and run, or will we eat no for breakfast and stand and fight? The answers. We should stand and fight. And through the faith and grace of God, we will find the courage to bite off something bigger than we are, so that we can grow into a stronger version of who we are. I hope that you find a little inspiration in this for your weekend, and I look forward to catching you next Friday for our next 5-minute virus-free Friday.